Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a video on how I personally highlight and contour. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, stay tuned and we'll get started. So the first thing I start off with when I contour my face is Embryolisse. It's from Paris, but if you live in LA, you can get it at Nigel's, Friends, or you can order it online. It's really good. So all you need is literally pea-size amount. Mind the eyeshadow and the brows, because if you mess that up, that's just not gonna be fun. Moving on, you need to, I have really oily skin. I'm like a grease factory. If you have normal skin, I still recommend using a primer, but it's okay if you don't, you can kind of get away with it. If you have combination to oily skin, you're going to need a mattifying primer. I use Lorac POREfection mattifying face primer. You're gonna put about that much, maybe like a dime size, and work that in. This is going to keep your makeup on probably all day. Next, we're gonna move on to foundation. Typically, I go between a bunch of different foundations, but right now I'm using the CoverGirl Whipped Cream Foundation in shade 355 Soft Honey. I use it right now because it's my lighter shade. So it comes in a jar. It's actually pretty small, but it comes in a little jar like this, and I just take some on my finger and you're just gonna pop it on. You don't need to use a lot, only because it blends really easily and it's buildable. So if you want sheer, you can make it sheer. If you want medium coverage, so on and so forth. And you're gonna look like a little tribal warrior. I'm going to use my Bdellium Tools 957. It's a flat top kabuki brush. And I'm just gonna stipple and blend. So stippling is when you just pop and push the product into your skin, and then you can just blend it out. Again, mind the eyeshadow so you don't mess up what you've done if you prefer to do eyes first. And always make sure that no matter if the foundation is an exact match to your skin, if it's a little darker, hopefully it's not a little lighter. Well, it can be if you want to blend, but make sure that you always blend it down into your neck. So moving on to the highlighting part, because now your base is set, it's good to go. So I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer High Definition, and it's in pure beige. And you're going to do a triangle shape. So just bring it underneath the eye, swoop it back. Now this isn't the end-all be-all way to highlight and contour. This is just the way I prefer to do it, and I always like to add a little extra drama, so I pull my highlight all the way. You're gonna go straight down your nose. I have a little bell pepper nose, so I definitely like to shade it a little bit in my Cupid's bow and down onto my chin. And now you look like a tribal person. And I just dropped my concealer. So cool. So next you're gonna take a flat foundation brush, or if you have a duo fiber brush, this is the kind of thing that you use for liquids. It really helps kind of buff everything out. Or if you have what I don't have right now, which is a beauty blender, especially if it's damp, you can do it to blend this next step out, but right now I'm just gonna use my old school foundation brush. Drag this back, the highlight back towards your hairline so it's seamless. Keep blending it out until you get it nice and flat. Make sure you don't take it into this part of your nose, because we're gonna save that for contouring. So again, just blend it out. Go down onto your chin. Really, if there's any blemishes there like me, blend those suckers out. Also, if you have done eyeshadow and you really want to get that sharp edge, but you don't want to put tape on your face, which I personally don't like to do, using concealer with a sharp-edged foundation brush is a really good way to clean that up. Make sure that you don't get any streaks, because it's very easy to do. I'm gonna take this down. You can do it as wide or as skinny as you like, depending on how you want to shape your nose and how skinny you want to look. And that is the highlight, and we're gonna set it with powder. So, next up, you're gonna take your, whatever you use. I personally use my Ben Nye Banana powder because it's yellow and it makes me pop. And freaking Kardashian uses, so hey girl. So this is just a random kind of blusher brush. You can use a bigger blush brush if you like. Your Real Techniques, if you have one, the Expert Face Brush, you can kind of use, you're not limited. Use what you can, use what you have. And I'm just gonna dip that guy in, get it nice and saturated, tap out the excess, and then pop it on. You can also add this with, again, a damp beauty blender, or even just a damp, like old school 1986 Golden Girls type sponge. Pop that on. This is gonna set your concealer, and if you want to get a little dramatic with it, you can. And you can just put it on, and you can let it do what all the queens say that it does. You let it cook. If you're doing this with a bigger brush, I can show you that too. This is just a Revlon one from the drugstore. Tap out the excess and then just, again, add it on. This will really give you drama if that's what you're looking for. If you're gonna highlight and contour, you might as well go for the gold. And then you can use the thinner brush to take it down. So I'm gonna let that set for a little bit. Next, I'm gonna move in with my Sonia Kashuk pointed foundation brush. Again, if you don't have this, it's okay. If you wanna get it, you can get it at Target, Amazon, or you can use an old school foundation brush, totally up to you. So I'm gonna take this and dig into my Beige Cosmetics 10 color palette in this second brown right here. Or you can also use LA Girl Pro Concealer. They have darker shades, which are fantastic. I just didn't pick up enough of them at the show. So I'm gonna dip this into that concealer so it's nice and saturated. Now, this is the tricky part. You need to find the hollows of your face. So you can take your brush and suck your cheeks in, or just pull them to the side, or roll it and feel where the concave part of your face is. So once you find it, you're gonna take the brush, starting from your ear line, and you're gonna drag it down. Do not, unless you wanna look like a drag queen, which is fine if that's what you're going for, drag it all the way to your mouth. It may get too dramatic, especially if this is your first time contouring. Don't get crazy, girl. Take some more product, and again, find concave part of my face. So you can take your brush and kind of swoop it out. This is a lot easier to do, I'm telling you right now, if you do have a damp beauty blender. So much easier to blend out, but I mean, we're gonna kick it old school. Around your forehead. Now remember, the more you bring it down, the smaller your forehead is gonna look. So if you have a bigger forehead, bring it down. If you don't, leave it where it is, because you don't want to look like you have some crazy small forehead. Up by your temples. And I know this looks psychotic, but we are gonna blend because I look cray cray. And you're gonna bring it up by your brow. I want my nose to look small, so I'm gonna shade it. I'm gonna shade my nostrils just a smidge. Alright, so to blend, I am going to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. It's amazing. It's like $9, Ulta, realtechniques.com. Made by the girls that do Pixie Woo. And I'm just going to buff this out. And my brush just broke. That's really cool. These brushes typically last. I was really rough with this one. So don't let this be like a deterrent. for my nose because it's such like a hard to get to area. I'm using my Bdellium Tools 953. It's a short duo fiber brush. Take that in and you're gonna pull the color down to the bridge of your nose. Don't be afraid to go in with your finger and fix it either. Now I'm gonna take a big duo fiber brush, which is my Bdellium Tools 955, and just get rid of any excess banana powder, which there shouldn't be much really on my face. To really kind of exaggerate and give that Kim K highlight, I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Compact Shine On in shade 5, and I'm going to take my Bdellium Tools 964 blusher. I use a back and forth motion, tap out the excess, and then I'm going to pop this onto my cheekbones. And just sweep it back into the hairline because you want it to blend. And I'm going to take some on the edge of my brush again and bring it down the bridge of my nose. Cupid's bow. Just a little bit on the chin, not much, but definitely down the bridge of that nose to make it pop out. Then, because I want to warm up my face, make it a little concave, I'm going to take my Lorac TANtalizer, and it's the highlighter and matte bronzer duo. I'm gonna take this guy and put it everywhere that we put the dark concealer. It's the mini version. I like to buy minis because I want to be able to try a product before I just commit and buy this big thing, and I love anything that's small. So I'm gonna go in with my Bdellium Tools 945, which is like a contour type of brush, or if you really want to get fancy, you can take a angled contour brush, which would be the Bdellium Tools 942, but I'm gonna stick with my 945. So again, I'm a really big fan of doing the side of the brush. I don't know, I like it. So tap it out, suck in, and use circular motions to buff that color in. Be really light on the hand when you're doing the forehead area. You can always blend it out, but I mean, the less work for you is obviously the best. And to warm up my skin again, because I made it bright, now I've taken color away, now to put a little more color in, I'm gonna use and it's broken, my Lorac TANtalizer. It's their baked bronzer. It's really, 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 really pretty. Kind of put that all over the cheek, a little bit down the bridge of the nose. So now that all the color is on our face, it looks really crazy, but we're just gonna blend until your arm falls off, blend until you can't blend anymore. If you think you haven't blended enough or you blended too much, just keep blending. Because the last thing you wanna do is go outside and someone's like, ooh girl, your makeup looks crazy. So I'm gonna take a big stippling brush. It's just what I use to blend out. You can use Bdellium Tools, MAC, whatever you have, and just blend everything. My contour is done. I'm going to take again my Bdellium Tools 964, and I'm using, it's old, but my MAC, I think it's Pinch Me, and I'm literally just gonna use the tiniest amount because this is super pigmented. And smile and just put this onto the apples of my cheeks, and it's super pink, but again, when in doubt, blend it out. Crazy, crazy. Now that our blush is on, we are done. We have highlighted, we have contoured, given ourselves a skinnier nose, skinnier face. Now I'm gonna finish up because I don't have any lips on. It's not cute. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Bare It All. You can get it at Walgreens, CVS. And then to keep everything in place all day, I'm going to use the NYX Matte Finish Long Lasting Spray, and it spreads my face. And then if you want to set it with powder, you're more than welcome to. Personally, I just like to use this. It sets it nice and firm for me, which is really nice. And I believe that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more of it, be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. All the products will be listed, and all of my social media, if you want to get a hold of me, is down there. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.